The story begins with a young boy named Dickie, who comes from a very poor family. Even though they struggle with money, his father works extremely hard every single day just to give his son a better future. Dickie studies in one of the best schools in the city, but there's a big problem. He doesn't fit in. All the other kids are rich. They wear clean clothes, bring expensive toys, and live comfortable lives. Meanwhile, Dickie comes to school in dirty clothes and old shoes that barely hold together. His teacher, Miss Ewan, feels bad for him. She notices that Dickie always looks messy and tired. She wants to talk to his father, but Dickie explains that his dad is always busy working and doesn't have time. You see, Dickie's mother died when he was very young, so now it's just him and his father, and most of the time he stays alone. One day in class, the teacher asks everyone a simple question: what do you want to be when you grow up? Some kids say they want to be rich or successful, but Dickie gives a surprising answer. He says he wants to be poor. The whole class is shocked. But then he explains his father told him that if a person is honest, hardworking, and studies well, then even if they are poor, people will still respect them. It's a simple thought, but very powerful. However, not everyone treats him with respect. During class, Dickie politely picks up a pen that his teacher dropped, but instead of thanking him, the teacher reacts in a strange and rude way. He tells Dickie to put the pen back on the ground, and then uses a cloth to pick it up himself. Just because Dickie touched it, that moment clearly shows how badly some people treat him. Later during lunch break, things don't get any better. A rich kid named Johnny shows off his brand new toy, a robot dog called CJ1. All the kids gather around him, excited and impressed. Dickie watches quietly, knowing he can never afford something like that. At the same time, some boys start making fun of a girl named Maggie. She looks different from the others, and they tease her for it. But Dickie doesn't stay quiet. He steps in and tells them to leave her alone. Even though he's poor and weak, he still stands up for what's right. The bullies ignore him and walk away, but Maggie notices his kindness. Later during gym class, Dickie faces another problem. The teacher refuses to let him join the activities, just because his shoes are too old and not proper. So once again, he is left sitting alone. A few minutes later, Maggie comes and sits beside him. She tells him that she pretended to forget her own shoes, just so she could stay with him. That small moment shows that Dickie is not completely alone anymore. She then asks him if all his shoes are that old, and Dickie honestly replies, yes. He explains that his father picked those shoes from the garbage. Even though he truly loves and respects his father and is not ashamed of him at all, there's still one small wish in his heart. He wants new sneakers so he can join sports class properly because he really loves playing. Meanwhile, at the construction site, his father is struggling badly. He looks weak and tired, and can barely keep up with the heavy work. Seeing this, his boss decides to fire him. But the father quickly begs him to stay. He says he needs money to buy a fan for his son because Dickie can't sleep at night due to the heat. The boss is confused. He asks, why are you going through so much pain just to send your son to a private school? And the father gives a simple but powerful answer. He says he wants Dickie to have better chances in life and not end up like him. Hearing this, the boss feels a little emotional and decides to give him one more chance. That night, the father returns home riding his old bicycle. A fan is hanging from it. They live in a broken, abandoned building, a place that was never fully finished. When Dickie sees the fan, he gets excited. He can't believe his father actually bought it, but that happiness doesn't last long. As soon as they turn it on, the fan doesn't work. Dickie starts to suspect something. He realizes his father probably picked it from the trash, but the father quickly lies and says he paid a lot for it, and that it was working when he bought it. In the end, Dickie still has to use a small hand fan to cool himself. Later during dinner, things get even more emotional. The father takes an old apple, cuts away the rotten parts, and gives the good pieces to his son. At that moment, Dickie gathers courage and asks for new sneakers. For a second, the father stays quiet, but then he smiles and promises, I will buy you a new pair very soon. That promise means everything to Dickie. Before going to sleep, they spend some fun time together. Their game is simple but funny. They chase and kill cockroaches hiding around the house. Even in such a poor life, they still find small moments to laugh. The next morning, they stand outside an electronics shop watching TV through the glass. The news is showing something strange. A man claims he saw a flying saucer in the sky, but the picture he shows looks fake because the spaceship looks exactly like his own head. It's clear he's lying. While his father keeps watching the news, Dickie slowly walks into the toy store next door. Inside, he sees something amazing. A toy just like Johnny's robot dog. His eyes light up with excitement. He tells his father, if you buy me this CJ1, I promise I'll never ask for anything again. But his father has no money. He gently tells Dickie to put the toy back. Dicky refuses. He keeps insisting again and again, and for the first time, his father loses control. He slaps him. The moment becomes very emotional. Dicky puts the toy back, starts crying, and runs out of the store. His father immediately regrets it and runs after him. When he finally finds Dicky, he sees that he is standing with his teacher, Miss Ewan. She politely tells the father that she wants to visit their home. She believes parents should be involved in their child's education, but the father feels shy and embarrassed. He quickly makes an excuse, saying he's too busy with work. That night, the father goes to a junkyard. He searches through the trash, hoping to find something useful for his son. He finds an old but decent pair of sneakers. Then he notices a broken TV and tries to check if it works. Suddenly, something strange happens. A glowing flying object appears from the pile of junk and quickly flies away into the sky. But it leaves something behind, a small green glowing ball. The father doesn't think much and takes it home. When he gets back, he excitedly tells Dicky, "I found something even better than CJ1. Dicky runs to see it, but his excitement quickly disappears. It's just a weird jelly-like green ball. Still, he decides to take it to school the next day. At school, Johnny shows up again to bully him. He asks, "What is that thing?" Dicky, trying to act confident, says it's called CJ7, and it's way better than your CJ1. Johnny laughs and insults him. He even says that Dicky's father probably picked it from the trash. That makes Dicky angry. He warns Johnny not to talk about his dad like that. But Johnny doesn't stop. Instead, he blows a whistle. Within seconds, a huge boy named Dragon appears. He's 5 times bigger than Dicky. Dragon grabs him and throws him away like he's nothing. That night, Dicky gets scolded by his father. His uniform was torn, and he got into a fight. Dicky explains that everyone was laughing at him because of that stupid toy. While talking, something unexpected happens. The green ball suddenly turns on. It starts moving and sharp spikes come out of it. Then a strange black hole begins to open. Dicky gets scared and throws it away. He starts shouting, saying the ball is cursed, and even claims he's seeing ghosts. But his father ignores him and keeps fixing his uniform. Suddenly, the closet door slowly opens. Dicky looks inside and sees something moving. He screams in fear. Now his father gets annoyed. Thinking the boy is just overreacting, he puts Dicky inside the closet as punishment. Alone in the dark, Dicky gets really scared. He starts praying, asking God to protect him. And then something magical happens. The green ball starts glowing like a flashlight. The room changes, and it feels like Dicky is in another world. In this strange vision, he sees a weird creature with a cabbage-shaped head. The creature uses its antenna to fix broken things, but while doing that, the energy stone that keeps it alive gets destroyed, and the creature turns into a lifeless toy. Dicky realizes something important. If that energy source is restored, the creature can come back to life. Suddenly, the vision ends. Back in the closet, Dicky is shocked. The green ball has now turned into a small alien creature. At that moment, his father opens the door. Dicky quickly hides it. The next day, after his father leaves for work, Dicky tries to understand what this creature is. After thinking for a while, he comes to a fun conclusion. It's a space dog. From that moment, he named it CJ7. That night, something beautiful happened. Dicky and CJ7 play together, laugh, and even dance. For the first time, Dicky feels truly happy. Then, CJ7 finds a rotten apple. Using its strange power, it turns the apple fresh again. Dicky tastes it and can't believe it. Now he's sure. This is not just a toy, it's a magical dog. The next day at school, Dicky proudly carries CJ7 on his shoulder. He decides to test it. He says, "If you can defeat the strongest dog here, then you're a real super dog." Hearing this, CJ7 runs toward the dog and surprisingly defeats it easily. Dicky is overjoyed. Now he feels proud walking into school. Later, hiding in the bathroom, Dicky gets a naughty idea. He asks CJ7 to help him score 100 in his test. CJ7 takes out a tiny toolbox and creates special glasses for him. During the exam, small robot-like devices come out of the glasses. They quietly scan other students' answer sheets and send all the answers to Dicky. Everything is going perfectly, but suddenly Johnny notices something strange. He sees the tiny robots flying around. Curious and annoyed, he starts trying to catch them. While doing that, he accidentally hits the teacher. Another student, Fanny, joins in pretending she is just trying to catch a fly. The whole class turns into chaos. But in the middle of all this, Dicky calmly finishes his test. Later, the results are announced. For the first time ever, Dicky gets an A. He feels super happy and proud, but his happiness doesn't last long. The teacher asks to see his glasses. Dicky gets nervous and quickly throws the glasses toward the teacher. As soon as the teacher tries to check them, boom, The glasses explode. Luckily, nothing serious happens, but it creates suspicion. Later, Dickie meets CJ7 again. He tells him that his next class is gym, and now he needs super sneakers. Within seconds, CJ7 creates them. At gym class, the teacher shows his best jump record and proudly says no student has ever beaten it. Then Dickie steps forward. With his new shoes, he easily jumps higher than the record. Everyone is shocked. The teacher lowers the bar and asks him to try again. But this time, Dickie jumps even higher. Now things start getting weird. On the treadmill, the shoes suddenly grow mechanical legs. They attach to Dickie's legs and make him run super fast. So fast that the machine can't handle it and breaks apart. Next, in the swimming pool, the shoes release propellers. Dickie swims like a speedboat underwater. Then in football, his kick becomes so powerful that it breaks the goalpost. At this point, the teacher realizes something is wrong. He challenges Dickie to a fight, but surprisingly, Dickie wins easily. Just then, Miss Ewan arrives. She tells the teacher that Dickie is getting into serious trouble. Meanwhile, another teacher, Mr. Cow, comes with police officers toward the field. But before they can catch him, Dickie uses his shoes to fly away. Suddenly, Dickie wakes up. He has a piece of apple in his mouth. He looks around and realizes it was all a dream. At that moment, his father comes home and tells him to get ready for school. But then Dickie sees CJ7 inside his bag. Now he's confused. Maybe the dream was fake, but CJ7 is real. He starts believing that CJ7 can help him again. On the way to school, he stops near an alley where a real dog lives. He decides to test CJ7. He challenges him to fight that dog, but things go wrong. The real dog charges at full speed and throws CJ7 away easily. Now both Dickie and CJ7 have to run away. After this, Dickie feels disappointed. He starts losing faith in his space dog. Still, he takes CJ7 to school. In the bathroom, he gets angry. He tells CJ7 to use magic so he can score 100 again. But this time, CJ7 can't help like before. Instead, it only produces something silly, a pile of poop. Dickie, still hoping for a miracle, takes it to the exam hall. During the test, he keeps staring at it waiting for answers, but nothing happens. Time runs out, and he hasn't written anything. He starts panicking. Johnny notices the poop and makes fun of him. Then, in a mean move, he throws it onto Dickie's face. After the test, Dickie gets very angry. He feels cheated. In frustration, he grabs CJ7 and pushes its head into a toilet. He shouts, saying the dog tricked him. He demands CJ7 to give him its magic powers, but instead, CJ7 again responds in a funny way. At gym class, things get worse. Dickie is now dirty and messy, so the teacher asks the gardeners to spray water on him with a hose. Everyone laughs at him. After this humiliation, Dickie feels angry and embarrassed. He goes looking for CJ7. This time he pretends to be sorry. He softly calls him out and asks him to come closer. CJ7 trusts him and slowly comes out of hiding. But suddenly Dickie grabs him and throws him straight into the trash. Then he walks away. But after a few steps, his heart starts hurting. He realizes something important. It wasn't CJ7's fault. He was the one who expected too much. Feeling guilty, he runs back to get him. But it's too late. A garbage truck has already taken everything away. Dickie runs behind it, shouting and crying, asking them to stop. But no one listens. Later, when he reaches home, he breaks down in tears. He tells his father that he lost the toy. He doesn't know what to do. Just then, his father says something surprising. He says a strange creature came home earlier and looked like it was waiting for Dickie. Suddenly, CJ7 jumps in happily, as if nothing ever happened. It seems like the little creature has already forgiven him. Seeing this, Dickie feels relieved. His father, however, is confused. He asks what this strange thing is. Dickie quickly says it's just a toy, but the father doesn't believe it. He starts twisting, bending, and testing CJ7. He even crushes it under a heavy iron plate. Still, CJ7 doesn't get destroyed. It stays alive. The father gets worried and tries to destroy it completely, but Dickie stops him and begs him to leave it alone. That night, something magical happens again. Dickie can't sleep because of the heat, so CJ7 uses his antenna and repairs the broken fan. Finally, cool air starts blowing, but after using his power, CJ7 becomes very weak and falls asleep. The next morning, the father is surprised. He wonders how the fan suddenly started working. At the same time, Dickie shows him his test paper. The father is shocked and happy because it shows 100 marks. He feels proud of his son. At school, Dickie walks proudly with CJ7 sitting on his shoulder, but soon the bullies notice him. Realizing danger, CJ7 quickly hides inside his bag. Johnny asks what he's hiding. Dickie ignores him and keeps walking, but suddenly Johnny snatches his bag. CJ7 is captured. The bullies try to understand what this thing is. They use different tools, but nothing can damage CJ7. Dicky fights back and manages to break free. He jumps on Johnny, creating a chance for CJ7 to escape. Just when he is about to hit, Johnny Dragon appears again. He grabs Dicky and is ready to beat him. But suddenly Maggie steps in. She orders Dragon to let Dicky go. The dragon tries to attack her, but Maggie is much stronger than she looks. With one punch, she throws him away. He throws a barrel of water at her, but she breaks it with her bare hands. Dragon charges again, but Maggie grabs him tightly and squeezes him until he faints. Everyone is shocked. She then helps Dicky stand up and asks if he's okay. Dicky thanks her. At that moment, the teacher arrives and punishes all of them. While they are standing in the yard, CJ7 comes back and hugs Dicky. Now Dicky proudly shows everyone what CJ7 can do. He makes it sit, makes funny faces, and performs small tricks. Everyone watches in surprise, but suddenly, CJ7 becomes weak again. It starts breaking down as if its energy is running out. Meanwhile, at the construction site, Dicky's father is proudly showing the test paper to his co-workers. He is very happy. But then his boss looks closely at the paper and his expression changes. He says something shocking. If your son got full marks, then he must have cheated. He points out that originally the score was 0, and someone changed it to 100. The next morning, when the father comes home, he asks Dicky the truth. This time, Dicky doesn't lie. He admits everything. He says he cheated. Hearing this, the father feels deeply disappointed, so he takes CJ7 away from him. He says, "You will only get your toy back when you score more than 60, honestly." That day, Dicky has another test. This time he decides to try his best without cheating. Meanwhile, his father is working high up on a building. The work is dangerous, but he keeps going. Suddenly, a terrible accident happens. A heavy metal object falls and gets stuck in a rope tied to his feet. It pulls him down. His co-workers try to save him, but they can't. He falls from a great height. For a moment, he grabs onto a cloth, but it tears apart, and he falls to his death. At school, Dicky is very happy. He finally did well in his test on his own, but his happiness doesn't last long. Miss Yuen comes to him and takes him to the hospital. There, she gets the heartbreaking news that his father didn't survive. When Dicky hears this, his world breaks. Back at home, he is crying badly. He tells his teacher to leave. He says, "I just need to sleep. When I wake up, my father will be back." But deep down, he knows the truth. That night, at the hospital, CJ7 comes out of the bag. The father had taken it with him, so Dicky couldn't use it. CJ7 looks at the lifeless body and feels sad. Then it decides to do something brave. It uses its powers to try and heal him. Slowly, the wounds start healing, but it's not enough. CJ7 becomes very weak, but still doesn't give up. It keeps trying again and again. The next morning, something unbelievable happens. Dicky wakes up and sees his father alive sleeping beside him. He runs and hugs him tightly. He says, "Please don't leave me again." His father, confused but alive, hugs him back. It feels like a miracle, but that miracle came at a cost. A few moments later, Dicky sees CJ7. Something is wrong. It can barely walk and makes strange sounds. Then suddenly a small glowing sphere falls from its antenna. And just like that, CJ7 turns into a lifeless toy. A simple rag doll. The father thinks its battery is dead. They try everything to fix it, but nothing works. Now CJ7 is gone. From that day on, Dicky carries CJ7 everywhere with him, hoping that one day it will come back. During summer vacation, all the students go on a picnic. While enjoying the day, Dicky suddenly sees something in the sky, a flying saucer. At the same time, CJ7's antenna starts glowing again. And then something amazing happens. Hundreds of creatures just like CJ7 appear. They run toward him. It feels like CJ7's family has finally come. Maybe there is still hope. So this was the emotional story of a poor boy, his loving father, and a magical little friend who changed his life forever. What did you think about this story? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe to Next Prime Recap. See you in the next video.